Hello and welcome back to my channel where I have no problem posting all the embarrassing and shameful details of my personal life. So, on that note, in addition to my Shit That Only Happens to Me series that has been brief but I'm sure I will eventually have more than enough reason to add to, I decided after the request of several people that I am going to finally start recording my dating horror stories, more specifically my online dating stories. Sorry, probably making you seasick with my spinny chair. Anyway, easily distracted. And ignore this guy. My audio on my phone isn't working, probably because I dropped it and smashed it this week. I don't know. But anyways, hopefully this works. But anybody who knows me, I say that a lot, but I'm assuming only people who know me are watching these. I have done online dating like it was a damn Olympic sport for at least a decade. I mean, I have tried every site that's free. I've been on Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, amongst, I'm sure, many others. I've met a lot of people in person. I've talked to a lot of people. I've had a lot of weird interactions. I've had some friends that I still talk to that I met on these sites. It's just been like a steady thing in my life. I'm known for it. I've always posted on Facebook all my weird messages that I get, and of course I like to fuck with people, so I send weird comments back and kind of encourage it and keep it going. But yeah, it's just like a thing that has always been a big part of my adult life. Obviously I suck at it because if you're good at dating, then you only do it for a while and then somebody eventually claims your ass. But nope, I'm just over here constantly considering more cats because apparently I'm terrible at this. Don't worry, I'm covered for my life and my future. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna start this series of all my dating fails, all my dating horror stories, all my horrible dates, all my weird interactions, all my weird messages online and things. So I figured to start, I would start with one of my favorite awkward dates. It wasn't my favorite in a way of it being in any way, shape, or form successful, but it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time. So yeah, I had just broken up with somebody and got, heartbroken and sad and whatever and didn't want to be alone. I'm not that person that I'm not really trigger happy with relationships. I don't really do relationships. I like whatever with people for extended periods of time where I think we get to a point that they shouldn't be putting their penis in somebody else. Then I usually find out they've been putting their penis in somebody else the whole time when I was told they weren't. That's usually why it doesn't work out. So we'll just call that, those are my breakups. Anyway, my life has been very pathetic. So I would, had been dating assholes and these guys that were just running around and attention seeking and needed to have so many different women in their lives giving them attention to be happy and whatever. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to change my strategy here. Maybe I need to change the type that I go for, even if it's what I'm attracted to. I like that cocky, sarcastic asshole type, like any other girl with issues. It's who I like. And then I act all surprised when they end up actually being assholes. Yeah. I'm like, you know what, maybe I need a nice guy. The next nice guy that asks me out, I'm going to go out with him, give him a chance, maybe try something new here. So this guy had been messaging me a little bit, ends up asking me out. He was kind of nerdy, worked in IT, no sarcasm to him, very dry. I was like, you know what, can't always get to know somebody through sending messages. Why don't we, so when he asked me to go get coffee, I agreed. It's just coffee, right? So I go and I get coffee with him. Again, kind of as dry and boring as nice as I expected him to be. But whatever, turning a new leaf here. Pretty sure I'm getting sex messages while I record this. How appropriate. Again, distracted. So anyways, end of the date, he leans in, he kisses me. I don't know what to do in that situation. It's very rare that I've nope. Told someone not to kiss me or fully rejected it because what do you do? They're going in for it, their eyes are closing, they're in your face, you just gotta close your mouth and hope for the best, right? So that's what I did. Quick little peck, get off of me, and whatever. So he had asked me if I would go to dinner and a movie with him the next night, and I was like, whatever, I bought my coffee, it was nice, I'll give him a chance. Let's go to dinner, go to Chili's. He insisted on picking me up, so I don't have my vehicle. We're in the car, we're on the way there, and he like, again, he thought he was being nice. He like reaches over and puts his hand on my thigh, and he's like, "You look really pretty tonight." And I'm sitting there, and because of the way he like leaned in and said it, I'm hearing, "It puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again." Fuck, what did I get myself into? But no, we're cool. He's just awkward, right? So, go to the restaurant, get there. He makes a big deal of like opening my door and whatever, and like, I'm not that girl. That shit kind of like annoys me. Like, dude, I can do this like way faster myself. But we also complain that chivalry is dead, and the men are all assholes. So you know what? Hey, he was trying. He was being nice. Go to dinner. He excuses himself to the restroom when we first get there, and then he comes back. Now, he told me in previous conversations he was a diabetic. No big deal. But, you can't help that. It's not a deal breaker. Like, it's a thing that you unfortunately have to deal with, whatever. But he proceeds to take his blood sugar and inject himself with insulin at the table. Now, I worked healthcare. I was med tech. I gave insulin all the time. I did, not blood phobic, not needle phobic, any of those things by any means. But, like, you're in public. People are eating dinner. There are people that are very needle phobic and can't handle that kind of stuff. Like, just do that shit in the restroom. Like, I just thought it was really weird. So we order our food. And did you ever see The Simpsons? Where, like, when they eat, they, like, their food and they never take a breath? That's how I ate my dinner because I am a class act. No, not me, actually. I behaved myself. But he literally inhaled his dinner. And I'm a fast eater. But I mean, I don't know how I didn't have to do the Heimlich. So, whatever. Just another thing. He's a fast eater, whatever. Try to ignore it. But then, because he finished so quickly, he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was so hungry." I'm like, "Okay, like, whatever." And he's like, I was like, "Okay, well, I'm like, I got a lot of my food left, so I'm just going to finish my salad here." And he's like, "That's fine. Now I can just be free to watch you finish your dinner." And I was like, "Please don't, I'll stab you with a fork. That's awkward." I'm starting to get over it by this point. And then he keeps trying to do that thing where you like lean across the table and hold hands. So I made sure I always had like an eating utensil or a glass in this hand, and this hand was out of reach because get the fuck away from me. Like, what? No. Just, ew, this is not a cheesy rom-com. Don't touch me. And like, I have the worst resting bitch face in the world, and I am not approachable, and I am not affectionate, and I'm not touchy. So I don't know what about any of this told him he could fucking touch me, because I'm just... Must be my charming disposition. I don't fucking know. But no, ew. So, finish dinner. Go to the movie. So we drive from the restaurant to the movie, which was very close. I think we were in the same freaking parking lot. And again, that whole not knowing what to do when somebody goes in to kiss you. So he has terrible breath, was strike one. So he leans in to kiss me, and I'm thinking, okay, you bought your dinner. It's just one date, and then you'll go home and you won't talk to me anymore. Thinking I can pull off another, like, quick peck, right? This man went for it. He went for it hard. So he did something that is probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever had happen in my mouth. And I've had a lot of disgusting things in my mouth. I don't know what, like, 1972 hustler he found in his dad's toolbox in the garage he read this tip from. But anyone watching this is not a thing you do in anybody else's mouth, for the love of freaking God. So he leans in and he kisses me. And he proceeds to take his tongue in a circle around the entire inside of my mouth. I wanted to throw up. It is the worst kiss I've ever had in my life. And Ryan, if you're watching, I say you're the worst kisser ever. But no, this was worse, honey. Like, you're like number 2. So, I'm just over it at this point. I want this date over, and we still have a whole freaking movie to get through. And we're going to a kids movie, which is a total win. I love animated movies. We're seeing Kung Fu Panda 2 or something. So, like, that was, like, totally cool. But, first of all, he's trying to take my picture outside of the movie theater, and I'm like, bro, no. And he's like, "Oh, I need your photo for my caller ID." Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And this was before, like, smartphones were, like, the norms. It was, like, on a flip phone. Like, no, just stop. Stop being weird. So we go to the movie, again, kids' movie Friday night, there's like 87 10-year-olds in there, and he's trying to stick his tongue down my throat again. I'm like, okay, that's just disrespectful. There are like children present. And I totally believe that, and that was definitely a factor. But like, also, please never do that into my mouth ever again. Like, I'm never letting you get that close again. That's just, I'll put a muzzle on you before that happens. Like, I'll put a muzzle on me before I let that happen again. Ugh. So we get through the movie, and, I'm enjoying the film. And by enjoying the film, I mean I was already texting to meet up with my friends at the bar afterwards and have a potential booty call with like a guy that we were just like drinking buddies, and that was the thing. So get that all set up. Now I just can't wait to get home. Again, I don't have my own car. I just want to get home. I'm like 40 minutes from home. I'm over it. I'm uncomfortable. So he drives me home after the movie, and then he's like, "Oh, I haven't had anything since dinner. You don't happen to have anything with sugar in it to drink, do you?" Like, bro knew I wasn't going to invite him in, so he used the whole, like, diabetic thing to get in the door. So, like, I mean, okay, like, there's, like, 27 gas stations between my house and your house, but sure, come on in, I'll get you something to drink. So I let him in, get him something to drink. Like, okay, here you go, no sugar in that. Okay, take some, yeah, okay, all right, bye, good night, I gotta, sleep, early morning, meeting, have a headache, whatever, get out of my house, kind of thing. Like, just trying to shoo him out, and he's taking zero hints. So then he comes up behind me, and he had to come up behind me because that like whole like psychological trick or like that physical way to create more space for yourself when somebody's in your bubble. You put one foot out and you lean further back, and you've now extended your personal space when you're around somebody that's like a close talker that you just need to distance yourself from. So I kept doing that to him. So when I turned around to grab something off my table, he took the opportunity to reach behind me and grab both of my wrists very weakly like this. And he's like, "Oh, you can't get away from me. I know jiu-jitsu." So I did what any woman would do at that point in the evening. And I elbowed him in the fucking ribs. Get off of me. What are you? Stop touching me. Again. Don't touch me. Ugh. So I finally got rid of him. After that, I mean, he still tried to linger for a while, but like he finally left. I go out with my friends and have a good time. So then he just thought we had the best date in the world. We must have been on 2 different dates because I don't know. Sorry, dear. So he keeps texting and calling me, wants to know when we're going to go out again. This went on for quite a while, and I was like, "Oh, I'm busy," and he just wouldn't let it go. And then one day, I accidentally answered my phone when he called. It was in my pocket at work, and I thought I had a few buttoned him, and I answered it. And it just so happened that I was talking shit about him. And he stayed on the line for several minutes. Probably heard it all, and I never heard from him after that. But, I mean, hey, it happens. Hopefully, somewhere in that conversation, he heard me saying, "Please to never put your tongue in a circle in any female's mouth ever again, as long as you live." Maybe I bettered him as a human being. I don't know. He probably thinks I'm a giant bitch, but that's okay. But yeah, that was one of my most awkward dates ever, and I've been on a lot. So I didn't really go for the nice nerdy guys after that. But that's story number one. That's episode number one. Anybody that watches this, if you have heard some of my stories before and have any requests for certain ones, let me know. Again, I'm sure I'll be getting new ones going here because I'm back out in the field again. So hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it's so long. This is one of my longer stories, but there was a lot going on with that one. Yeah. All right.